And more are calling us today.
Call 1-800-692-7595 now to receive your free info pack, including DVD, brochure, and an extra booklet featuring real reverse mortgage borrowers. That's 1-800-692-7595.
Find out how much cash you may qualify for. Call AAG today.
Tonight, the stakes couldn't be any higher. ABC News, the New Hampshire Republican debate at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Then, tomorrow morning, George returns to This Week with George Stephanopoulos. Watch ABC News and see the whole political picture.
And we're back now on World News, literally backstage here at the debate. And I wanted to show you the candidates where they'll come out and their view of the audience tonight. The podiums, of course, are in place. And on each of the podiums, a time card, a reminder of how long they can go with their answers, as we always put on the podiums there. And the minute on the clock, that, of course, will start to count down the moment they start answering their questions. The water bottle's in place. We try to do what we can to help them out. Helping me out, Amy Walter, our senior political director, and Rick Klein, our Washington editor. And we've been talking all day. Really about the sort of debate dance on the stage. Some shifting podiums and placements here, some big changes.
That's right. It's not exactly the Macarena, but it's close. It feels like we've seen a lot of shifting here up and down where the candidates are standing. The biggest change, of course, Michelle Bachmann no longer in the campaign, so no longer on stage. We're not going to have the titanium spine or the Newt Romney lines that we've seen in previous campaigns. On the other end here, John Huntsman. He wasn't in Iowa because he didn't even play in Iowa. He's staking his candidacy here in New Hampshire, still struggling to get traction.
And also with the sliding polls, Newt Gingrich slides down the stage.
That's right. Remember, he was at the very center in our last debate. He's moved down to this position here, further down the stage, but I expect him to make himself known a lot during
He'll be heard tonight. And Rick, I wanted to ask you about Mitt Romney, of course, the front runner, the center where he has been, but by his side, someone new tonight.
That's right, Rick Santorum. He literally asked for this, David. He has been off in the wings of the other debates, complaining about not getting more time. He's not going to have that problem tonight. He will be literally in the center of the stage by dint of his winning in Iowa, and it's fitting. He's not going to have that problem tonight. He will be literally in the center of the stage by dint of his winning in Iowa, and it's fitting. He'll be right next to Mitt Romney. There's going to be two debates tonight. One is going to be everyone against Mitt Romney, the front runner. The other one is that battle for the anti-Romney, and that's where Rick Santorum is in the center of that debate.
And I wanted to show the folks at home, this audience is actually going to be slightly more intimate, 200 fewer seats than the last debate, but make no mistake, these candidates are not only talking to New Hampshire, but South Carolina too.
That's right. The New Hampshire primary is this Tuesday. South Carolina primary, though, January 21st. Every one of these candidates wants to try to use that as the firewall to stop Mitt Romney.
Of course, Romney hoping that they'll all get a piece of the pie and splinter the vote in South Carolina.
That's right. If there are 6 candidates like there are in the debate tonight, that is a great thing for Mitt Romney. He's trying to do everything he can to make sure that the anti-Romney forces don't coalesce behind a single candidate. That's his best chance of winning this nomination.
All right, sort of insider's guide to tonight's debate. And when we come back tonight, you'll get an all-access look at the campaigns. Our cameras rolling, those tiny little DV cameras, even after World News comes to an end every night.
I have COPD. If you have it, you know how hard it can be to breathe. I have COPD. If you have it, you know how hard it can be to breathe and what that feels like. COPD includes chronic bronchitis and emphysema.
Spiriva helps control my COPD symptoms by keeping my airways open a full 24 hours. Plus, it reduces COPD flare-ups. Spiriva is the only once daily inhaled COPD maintenance treatment that does both, and it's steroid-free.
Spiriva does not replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms. Tell your doctor if you have kidney problems, glaucoma, trouble urinating, or an enlarged prostate. These may worsen with Spiriva. Discuss all medicines you take, even eye drops. Stop taking Spiriva and call your doctor right away if your breathing suddenly worsens, your throat or tongue swells, you get hives, vision changes, or eye pain, or problems passing urine. Other side effects include dry mouth and constipation.
Nothing can reverse COPD. Spiriva helps me breathe better.
Breathing with COPD is no small thing. Ask your doctor about Spiriva.
Mid-grade dark roast forest fresh, full tank brain freeze cake donuts, rolling hot dogs, bag of ice, antifreeze, wash and dry, diesel self-serve fix-a-flat, jumper cables, 5% cash back. Right now, get 5% cash back at gas stations. It pays to discover.
For many, Nexium helps relieve heartburn symptoms caused by acid reflux disease. Osteoporosis-related bone fractures and low magnesium levels have been seen with Nexium. Possible side effects include headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Other serious stomach conditions may still exist. Talk to your doctor about Nexium.
What makes the Sleep Number store different?
You walk into a conventional mattress store, it's really not about you.
They say, well, if you want a firm bed, you can lay on one of those. We provide the exact individualization that your body needs.
It's really shaping to my body.
Once they get our bed, they're like, why didn't I do this sooner?
During the final days of our year-end closeout event, save up to $800 on selected 2011 bed sets, plus free shipping on all beds. Only at the Sleep Number store, where queen bed sets now start at just $8.99.
With the Name Your Price tool, you tell us what you want to pay, and we give... With the Name Your Price tool, you tell us what you want to pay, and we give you a range of coverages to choose from.
Who is she?
That's Flowbot. She's this new robot we're trying out, mostly for, like, small stuff.
Wow. Look at her go.
She's pretty good. She's pretty good. Hey, Flowbot. Great job. Oops. Uh-oh, Flowbot is broken.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive. Call or click today.
In just one day, the show that has America spellbound returns in the ultimate battle of good versus evil.
You gotta get out of here. I can't move. You have to help me.
ABC's Once Upon a Time, all new tomorrow at 8/7 Central.
After a week on Good Morning America, what's George Stephanopoulos doing this election year to unwind on Sunday mornings? Well, he's going back to work, because in a year like this, with so much at stake, who better to get straight to the bottom line with the candidates and make sense of it all for you than George. And make sense of it all for you than George. Don't settle for just seeing one side of the political picture or the other. See the whole picture, and that's where he comes in. This week with George Stephanopoulos, Sunday mornings on ABC.
And finally tonight here, the political reporters you don't see on the air. We call them our off-air reporters. They get no sleep, lucky if they have time to eat, but they are determined and daring, and they are armed with their cameras every day. And here's what you don't see.
Being willing for an entire year to take your camera, follow a person, film everything they do.
Going wherever Ron Paul goes in the country.
Anything and everything Mitt Romney says or does.
I always have a camera with me, and I'm shooting all of their events.
You can walk up to them and ask questions. This is before Secret Service. It may just be us.
He has this ability to sort of know something about something that someone says to him.
Bob Arnold served in World War II on D-Day. He was training pilots to come in on that day.
He's very candid. I've never ever heard him turn away a question.
Sooner or later, everything gets covered in the modern world, and if you didn't do it, somebody with a cell phone camera would do it.
You never really think of the people on your TV set or in the debates as real humans, that with families and worries, and they really are.
This is Elizabeth Santorum. She's Senator Santorum's oldest daughter.
I try and make sure that he's well rested and refreshed, and just like little things. The family only knows.
You've heard one stump speech. You've heard 100 stump speeches.
President Obama is the best food stamps president in history.
I would like to be the most effective paycheck president.
Over and over.
For a guy that's 76 years old, he really is very spry.
Great bike. I like this.
The first week that I was out covering Herman Cain, he was just giddy.
You were about to hug me, weren't you? Don't hold back.
A lot of that stopped the moment that the allegations came out.
I think the glare of the media can sometimes be a little rough.
He that morning had flubbed the name of the New Hampshire primaries, and so I shouted out a question to him about that. He kind of grabbed my arm and smiled at me and said,
I did, yeah. I'll do that from time to time.
You could let yourself get tired, but it's almost like you don't have time to be tired.
So we just followed Mitt Romney around. He answered a few random questions that we threw at him, and now we're done. Except we're not, because we still have to write and file and feed all this stuff back to New York.
We couldn't do it without him. Our secret weapon, secret no longer, and we thank them all. We're just a short time away now from the high-stakes primetime debate. Diane and George moderating. It all starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. Keep the conversation going, though, after the broadcast. Let me know what you want to hear, what you want asked at the debate. Find us on Twitter and on Facebook. We'll see you there. And for the debate, 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm David Muir. Hope to see you later. Good night.
Tonight, the stakes couldn't be any higher. ABC News, the New Hampshire Republican debate at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Then tomorrow morning, George returns to This Week with George Stephanopoulos. Watch ABC News.
Life, an everyday miracle of survival. Today, the future of all life on Earth hangs in the balance. What happens next depends on us.
Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 and love. Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one.